At 92 years old, Carol Burnett still refuses to watch one episode of her legendary variety show, an episode that aired nearly 50 years ago, won universal praise, and is now considered one of the most powerful moments in television history. The night it was filmed, her entire production crew cried. When it aired, millions of unsuspecting families sat in stunned silence. Critics called it brilliant. Awards followed. But Carol has never watched it again. Not once, because what she put on that stage was too real. It wasn't comedy, it was a wound. Television historians say it was a rare moment when laughter gave way to raw truth, when entertainment stopped being safe. Carol later admitted it hit too close to home, exposing emotions she had spent her entire life learning how to survive, not relive. That pain didn't begin on television, it began in childhood. Carol Burnett was born in 1933 in San Antonio, Texas, into poverty, alcoholism, and abandonment. Both of her parents drank heavily and were unable to care for her. Her father drifted between jobs. Her mother was emotionally absent. Eventually, they gave up on raising her altogether. Carol was taken in by her grandmother, Mabel White, the one steady force in her life. In 1940, the two moved to Hollywood, not to glamour, but to survival. They lived in a single room of a decaying boarding house filled with addicts, the mentally ill, and people barely holding on. They shared bathrooms with strangers, cooked on a hot plate, and survived on just $20 a week. Sometimes Mabel went hungry so Carol could eat. But in that chaos, Carol found something she'd never known before: unconditional love. To escape reality, young Carol created an imaginary twin sister named Karen, confident, beautiful, joyful. She played both roles so convincingly that even adults believed Karen was real. It was acting born not from ambition, but from need. On Saturdays, Carol and her grandmother scraped together money to go to the movies, their only refuge. They couldn't afford toilet paper, so they quietly took rolls from the theater bathroom. Survival came before pride. And sitting in those dark theaters, Carol absorbed everything: voices, timing, rhythm, unknowingly training herself for the future. Her dream was to study journalism at UCLA, but she didn't have the $50 for tuition. Then, without explanation, an anonymous stranger left exactly $50 in her mailbox. At UCLA, one theater class changed everything. On stage, Carol was no longer poor or invisible. She was electric. By 1954, another stranger, a wealthy man with no ties to show business, gave her $1,000 to go to New York, asking only one thing in return: if she succeeded, she must help others. She went, she struggled, she starved, she was rejected relentlessly. Then she broke through. By 1967, The Carol Burnett Show became a phenomenon. 30 million viewers a week, 25 Emmys, and a format that changed television forever. Carol shattered barriers as one of the first women to host and control her own variety show. But behind the laughter, pain followed her. Her daughter Carrie battled addiction at 13. Years of rehab, guilt, and fear followed. They eventually reconciled and wrote a play together, Hollywood Arms, about Carol's childhood. Carrie died of cancer in 2002 at just 38. The episode Carol never watched, the one stripped of jokes, was a mirror. It reflected her childhood, her losses, her grief. That's why she turns away, because sometimes the truth is too heavy, even for someone who made the world laugh. Carol Burnett's life proves that laughter can be both armor and scar. And every time she tugged her ear at the end of each show, it wasn't just a signature, it was a silent message to her grandmother Mabel, thanking the woman who saved her life. This is Hollywood Unseen.